everyone, welcome to my channel and welcome back. I'm Jeannie and today is Memorial Day, so we're going to do a mani to commemorate the day using two new colors from Dipp'd. So I've got Midnight Blue and Fireworks at Dusk, which are part of the 4th of July collection that recently released, but I thought they would go really well for a Memorial Day mani as well. And I'm also going to be pulling in Redrum, which was released I think back in October. So it is a red to clear thermal, so I'll be using that as well. And we're going to do a little bit of color blocking, which I haven't done in a while. So I've got this tape that I got off of Amazon, and I don't know about you, but I always forget to do a little tab. So here I am trying to find where the end of the tape is so I can peel off a little piece. So I'm just going to use a little piece of that to start color blocking, and it's going to be like a 3-color design on 2 of my nails. So I'm going to start with a little piece of that tape, and that's going to go on my index finger at first. And so it's going to be sort of broken up into triangles for the 3 colors. So I want to start with my first piece of tape, which is going to be at my cuticle area. So that's going to be where my above that tape is where my first color is going to be. And then once I finish that, then I'll do my second piece of tape. But I always like to start with my 1 just to make it, I don't know, it seemed easier to me at the time. I don't know if it is or not. But I do want to make sure that tape is tight, that's secure, so that any liquid that I use, the dip liquid that I use, doesn't kind of seep through and kind of muddle up that line. I want that line to be as crisp as possible. And then I'm going to do the same thing for my ring finger as well in the opposite direction. So the thought is that I would have my 2 solids at the top and bottom of that color block, and in the middle would be the Fireworks at Dusk, which is the flaky. So I wanted the larger part of the triangle, where the middle part where the flaky is, to be pointing to my middle finger, because that's going to be a full nail of that flaky. Hopefully that makes sense. If not, just keep watching and I'll show you what exactly I mean. So now that I've got the tape down, I'm taking just a little bit of dip base. I want to make sure that I remove most of the dip base from my brush so that I don't flood my cuticles, because I'm only doing a little part of my nail. So I'm just applying that above the line of tape, trying not to get the dip base on my cuticle area, and then I'm dipping into Redrum, so that's going to be at my cuticle area on my index finger. And I find that it's so hard with like a regular dip base brush to get like those really small areas, especially when I'm color blocking. So I do get a little bit on my cuticle area, but I make sure to clean that up before it dries. I dusted off the excess powder, and I'm going to go straight in with my second layer. I like to move fairly quickly when I do a color block, because I don't want the tape to be stuck on my finger and take up the dip. So I like to do it fairly quickly so that I can remove the tape and then move on. So that's kind of what you're seeing here. I'm going in with my second layer. And that's the good thing about the double dipped dip base, is I don't have to wait too long for it to dry. So I'm going to clean up my cuticle area. I think I did a better job with the application on that, so not much to clean up. I just want to make sure that all the dip liquid is fully absorbed. I'm going to brush off the excess powder, and then you never want to just rip off the tape. I'm just going to carefully start peeling up the tape just to make sure that I'm not ripping up that dip that I just did. So once I've got that tape up, I decided, because I'm going to be using a glitter for the middle, I didn't want to contaminate it. So I'm just going to take a little bit of activator, and I'm being really careful only to get the part where I dipped. So I don't want it on the rest of my nails. So I'm just taking a little bit of activator, and I'm going ahead and activating Redrum so that when I work with the glitter, it doesn't stick to Redrum. So I just want to be careful, because I don't want to contaminate my dip base brush by having activator on the rest of my nail. And because I'm doing my color blocking in thirds, I do need a second piece of tape to continue on and do the middle part of my nail. So I like to do it in order. I don't like to skip, even though it probably would have been better to do my solids first, like the top and the bottom of my nail, and then do the middle with the glitter. But I decided to do it this way for whatever reason. So I'm just taking that tape and I'm just making that triangle, and that's going to be where my Fireworks at Dusk, which is that glitter flaky, is going to be. So I just want to make sure that tape is down flat so that I don't have dip base seeping in. And then I decided to make it easier, because my jar is just a sample size of Fireworks at Dusk, that I'm just going to lay my finger flat in. So here's the kind of tricky part, is getting below the Redrum line but above the tape line. It's really hard to get like those smaller spaces with your larger dip base brush. So I'm just kind of carefully trying to apply it. If I get it a little bit on the tape, that's fine. I just want to make sure I don't have a lot of liquid so I don't flood. And then I will lay my finger flat into Fireworks at Dusk, press down, making sure those flakies or foils or whatever they are laying flat enough. Definitely want to make sure that I'm cleaning up my cuticle area, that I don't have any excess product on my skin. And I will clean up a little bit just in case there are any flakies or glitters that are on Redrum. I'll take my precision tool and kind of move that a little bit just to make sure that I have as crisp of a line as possible. But I will use some striping tape because it's not perfect, and if it's not perfect, I like to cover it up with some striping tape, and you never know the difference. So see here, I'm just cleaning it up a little bit, and then I'm going to go straight in with my second layer, which I was debating at first whether I just kept it at the one layer, but I did decide I wanted 2 layers just to have a little more of that pop of that glitter. So I'm going in and then I'm just following that same line. I'm trying to stay below where I have Redrum, right where that ends, and then above the tape line, and then I will dip into Fireworks at Dusk. Make sure that I'm patting down so everything's laying flat because I don't want to file through anything. And then I will clean up my cuticle area as well, just to make sure that I don't have any excess product on my skin. And before my dip base is completely dry, again, I want to very carefully start peeling up that tape. I don't want to rip it off too quickly because then I would probably remove all that dip that I just did. So I'm just slowly peeling it away so that I can work on the third, I guess, part of my nail. And I always have to hold my breath a little bit when I get to this part because I always get nervous that I'm going to peel up that dip and I'm going to have to redo it. So that's why I'm really careful, because trust me, I have ripped it off before and it's so frustrating to try to have to redo it again. So I'm always very careful because I don't want to have to redo it. So now that I've got those 2 parts done, I don't need the striping tape anymore because the rest of my nail is going to be Midnight Blue. And because it is a sample size jar, I'm pouring it into my Chaos Gemerald again. And so I'm just taking just a little bit of that dip base. So I want to take less of my dip base than normal because it's not a whole nail. And I'm just applying it just below that Fireworks at Dusk line, and then I'm brushing downwards towards my free edge. So the rest of my nail is going to be that Midnight Blue. And on video and in person, it does look like a lighter Cookie Monster type blue in the Gemerald. But as you can see, when I dip into it, it's actually a deeper, darker blue. So it's actually pretty true to color in this video, which is surprising because usually blues give me problems. But I love that it's kind of a deeper, darker blue. I think it's a really beautiful blue because at first I was worried it would be too bright, but this is like the perfect blue for this mani. Also, I forgot to mention, because I wanted this video to really focus on the color blocking, I went ahead and dipped my thumb in Redrum off camera because I didn't want to spend so much time on just like the regular dip process. And so I do the same for my pinky as well. My pinky ends up being a whole nail of Midnight Blue, but I did that off camera as well just to save some time and focus on the color blocking. And when I do the color blocking for my ring finger, I won't talk through it. I'll let you just watch because I kind of walked you through my index finger, so then I'll let you watch my ring finger. I went ahead and capped and clear, activated and filed and buffed off camera. So here's how the mani's looking. And I decided I wanted the mani to glow, which I forgot to mention. So I used In Glow Motion by Dipp'd, which is a clear with a sky blue glow. I didn't capture a video of it, but I will leave a picture at the end if you want to see this amazing glow. But anyway, like I mentioned before, I feel like in order to finish off a color block look, I always love to use striping tape. But striping tape is actually a pain and difficult to use, but these striping stickers are so easy and a total game changer. I will never use striping tape. I will always use these stickers. I get these sheets from iGel Beauty and I have so many different colors of this. This one is the holographic silver, which I absolutely love because I feel like it goes with the foils in Fireworks at Dusk. But between where Redrum and Fireworks at Dusk is, I'm placing that little piece of sticker, and then I'm taking my scissors and I'm cutting any excess that is over my nail to make sure that it's easy to cap, so I don't want any hanging off my nail. And then I'll do the same for the second part of that color block. So I'm just going to cut off a small piece of that sticker, and I like to use tweezers because I feel like the more you handle it with your fingers, you could remove some of the stickiness. So I like to not touch it as much as possible. And then I don't want the sticker to overlap because I don't want to create bulk. So right underneath that line, I'm going to place that other piece and then cut off the excess as well with the sticker. And then that's pretty much it. So it's really that easy. So I never have to fight with these striping stickers, which I love. Whereas striping tape, I am always fighting with it to get it to stick, to get it to lay down. So that's why I like these stickers so much better. So I'm going to do the same thing for my ring finger as well. Once I've got my mani complete, I'm now going to get into top coat, and I'm going to use a gel top coat. But before I do gel top coat, I need a layer of gel base first. And that's because my dip pattern nails are smooth. So if I went straight in with a gel top coat, it wouldn't have something to adhere to grip to, so it would peel off. So I do need a layer of gel base first before I apply my gel top coat. And the reason I decided to use gel top coat instead of dip top coat is because I find with these striping stickers, the color in them is very delicate. So if I went straight in with activator on top, it would strip off the color, so I don't want to do that. And I've tried capping them in clear first, but I also found that the dip base kind of strips off the color and kind of dulls out the color of the striping tape as well. So in order to avoid that, I prefer to do gel base and gel top coat because then it doesn't impact the color of my striping stickers. If you don't want to use gel or can't use gel because of a gel allergy or for whatever reason, you may be able to do like a smudge-free top coat from Maniology, which is an air dry, or maybe a just regular nail polish top coat, and then once it dries, do activator and dip top coat. That works for stamping, so I don't see why it wouldn't work for the striping tape or stickers, but I'll definitely have to try that out because I don't think I've done that before. So once I finished with my gel base, I cured that for a full 30 seconds, so now I'm going in with my Hema Free Ultra Shine Gel Top Coat from Dipp'd as well. So I'm going to make sure that I cap my free edge first, and then I will do the surface of my nails once I've got a thin, even layer of that gel top coat on all my nails. I'll give them a full cure for 60 seconds. As always, I'm going to finish off my mani by rehydrating my cuticles with my Skills of Mermaid Cuticle Oil. This is in the set Raisin That Vitamin D. So this is a limited edition that just released. Well, by the time this video is uploaded and you're watching it, it released last night, so on May 26th. And this one is so good. I love this one. And it's limited edition, so you want to run and get this because it's kind of like a sweetish fresh scent with a little bit of fruitiness. It's just really good and just a really great blend of everything. Her limited edition releases have been selling out quickly lately, so hopefully this is still available by the time you see this video. And don't forget, you can always use my ambassador code Jeannie10 to save 10% off your order. So anyway, that pretty much wraps up today's video. It's been quite a while since I've done a color block, and I forgot how much I love it. Obviously, it's a little more time consuming, but it's really fun to do, and I feel like the outcome makes it worth it. So I hope this video is helpful. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, I'd appreciate it if you gave this video a thumbs up. It lets me know to continue creating content like this. And it also helps YouTube recommend me to others, which helps grow my channel. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. I upload content every Monday and Thursday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. As always, I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.